They did play with a couple of stand-ins, but still, they're getting those victories.
Yeah, every bit of competitive experience helps, especially whenever you're a fresh team like this. And I do have a very, very soft spot for G, Queen of Pain, as that was one of the first, I guess, like signature hero-player combinations that I got to know early in Dota 2.
Yeah. Sadly, we won't be seeing too many of those, right? But it's fine. Even when he's now playing position 5, maybe a Queen of Pain will come. But overall, the thing is, now that you mentioned it, he was always such a capable, right, like mid laner. And now he's playing position 5, but the mentality is still there. He ends the game with position 5 with beyond godlike streaks. Like, who does that?
That's great for a patch like this, which it encourages greedy 5 positions more and more, which even looking at tempos, I mean, whenever they first pick the Clockwork, can't be guaranteed where it's going, but now that they have an Oracle pairing it, which is most likely against the Darkseer because they want to be able to purge off that Ion Shell and Surge, then it's looking like it may be a 4-position Clockwork, 5-position Oracle, and now an Arc Warden on top of a Void Spirit. Wow, they're showing a lot of their core hand quite early.
So they played the Arc Warden already, and they do have a couple of capable players to play it. You have the Noob and Zitrax. I think both of them can play it. But the problem is, you revealed it so early on, and you're already playing versus a Darkseer. Look, Arc Warden struggles from one thing alone, that's reach. Like, whenever there are heroes that can get on top of him easily enough, Arc Warden is in a bad spot. And look at this, instantly PA.
Yeah, Spectre was banned out, otherwise Spectre's usually the go-to pick, being able to haunt and directly get on Arc Warden to make sure the magnetic field's not an issue, but Phantom Assassin, while not very popular right now, is a great solution for an Arc Warden.
It's interesting, EXTREMUM did play the PA before, but usually when they do play it, they play it with a buff, right? You have this Slardar, or a Magnus, or this Vengeful Spirit, you have something to, you know, just make her a little bit stronger so she just devastates everyone in the mid game.
Which
here,
Darkseer kind of fulfilled.
Yeah, you get that 400 HP, you have the Iron Shell and the Surge. Yeah, okay, I'll agree with it. It's good enough. And the Inkswell, right? Like you have some.
Yeah, Actually, I didn't even consider that for the lane combination because I know earlier on Ricky Phantom Assassin was, Ricky Grimstruck was incredibly popular for the fact that you can just jump on someone, Inkswell, and stun them in the lane, and it's basically a kill lane. So it seems like Phantom Assassin can fulfill that same thing.
Yeah, you have 2 slows, you have the dagger, you have the Inkswell, you have the first spell, Stroke of Fate as well. It's pretty sick, and now you get even more reach with the Storm Spirit. Looks like a very aggressive lineup from EXTREMUM. They're looking to kill, they're looking to be very aggressive. On the side of tempo, they need to slow the game down completely in order to get this Arc Warden to a spot in which he carries them. But, in my opinion, like, this is heavily outdrafted by EXTREMUM. Like, they're looking much stronger. By the time this Arc Warden comes online, you just need BKB and Death Zone PA, and that's already pretty much enough.
Well, how do you actually slow the game down if you are tempo, right? That seems like it's going to be the win condition. How do they try to chart the course?
The ideal plan is to make sure that your Underlord will be able to just park himself next to tier 1 towers and just firestorm them away. The problem is whenever team fights break out, which EXTREMUM is more than willing to get into, I don't know how this Oracle stays alive. Literally every single hero on EXTREMUM makes life hard for Oracle. Darkseer is going to enable all of his other cores, Tiny can insta-burst the Oracle, Storm Spirit can just zip all the way across, and Grimstroke's got a silence.
So, whenever you have these squishy outliners, like your Oracle, your Arc Warden, what's good to have is these heroes that are bulky and up front. Your Underlord, your Clockwork, and Void Spirit to create some movements in these teamfights, to just take attention away from him. So, that's what they've got going for themselves, but even the odds are heavily in favor of EXTREMUM, and I have to agree with that. I have a lot of love towards tempo, towards some of these players, but man, this is...
the odds...
rough.
I've got no love for either of them, but I'm definitely going with the Storm Spirit against Oracle draft in this one.
Yeah,
you
and
have
also...
no love?
Well, it's an equal amount of love. How about that?
Okay, let's phrase it better.
The odds going to be in favor, as you did mention, based off of those odds on EGB.com. And also, we're kind of talking about who has the better looking draft here. It looks like you guys both agree on that, correct?
Yeah, there's I mean, well, I can't wait. We'll see if Slacks can somehow salvage some out of this draft, because I'm sure our insight pales in comparison to his.
Well, that is definitely true. But when we're talking about a good-looking draft, we also have to talk about the good-looking caster who's going to be covering it. NA's man meat, BSJ.
Ooh. NA's man meat. Change your Twitter profile picture, baby. I mean, I meant handle. You probably shouldn't change your profile picture. BSJ, you ready to cast this fantastic game here today?
I feel a bit objectified
Good.
going into this game so far. From you on the previous panel, and now Rich in that
I mean,
handoff there. I don't know.
Don't feel too objectified. It's just Asmon's friend. Who cares what he says? Coming up here in this game, we've got these two teams at each other's throat, my friend. Do you agree with the panel? You think the Storm Spirit's an easy destruction of Oracle? Oh my god, this is my favorite Underlord set. I saw a guy one time, he wiggled around, and he's like he's shaking his booty. It was great. It was cool.
He's definitely working it.
Woo!
He's got some junk in the trunk.
Hey, oh, back that thing up, Mitch.
I really do wish he could walk backwards with that outfit on. It doesn't do it justice just to be walking forwards. But with that Radiant lineup, I was going to say the picture of this game that I'm painting is that the Radiant lineup gets a ton of kills and wins the game, or hardly any kills happen and the Dire lineup wins. But I think it's much easier for the Extremium lineup to just use their hero skills and naturally get on top of the Arc Warden. And even though the Underlord is a beefy frontliner, once they get BKBs, they can't really stop the PA and Storm from just killing the Arc Warden. And level 1 tri-lane with the aggressive carry actually being put here with the solo Darkseer. I think this was not expected from the tempo side, because Darkseer kind of offers a free lane, at least early levels, to the opponent carry and support, and caught him a bit off guard there. Tiny kind of just comes out of the trees and says, peekaboo. Gotcha.
Hello. Yeah, pretty scary stuff there. It's been a long time since I've seen a tri-lane at a pro Dota match, so don't expect, makes sense that they didn't see that coming. However, we got an Underlord and a Darkseer one-on-one. Two of the most boring-ass laning heroes in existence. Captain Junk in the trunk and Mr. Pointy Head. So, we'll see if anything happens down there. It looks like the action lane has been established, however, in that top.
Sorry, I just woke up. I was busy watching the bottom lane. I am back awake now. You're right. That is an absolute snooze fest there. But mid lane, we do have a little bit of back and forth. Both heroes are getting a decent amount of farm. No denies, though. So both, they have the peace treaty going. You know, we want our levels. You have yours. I get mine. And they're each going to battle it out, but then solve back up, and we're back to equilibrium here.
Sibling rivalry, my friend. They just want to fight. Storm Spirit, Void Spirit. They want to beat the hell out of each other. You got any siblings?
I do. I do have a sister.
A sister?
Which one's the sister here? Like, which? If I was one of them, who would I be?
Jesus, I don't know. Probably Void Spirit.
Oh, okay.
You know, Storm seems genuinely happy.
Are you trying to say my sister's fat, or what are you trying to say?
No, you're really bringing me into a weird place there, BSJ. Looks like we got some trouble for Clockwork. Up and gone. Pretty tanky on that clock, but not tanky enough against this tri-lane. Looks like they're just going to keep getting kills. Now, even I, a moron, know how to deal with the tri-lane. You just don't die. It doesn't matter what you do. You leave the lane if you have to. You just don't die.
It is pretty tough against the Grimstroke PA plus the Tiny, but at least it's the Clockwork dying instead of the Arc Warden. It is kind of his job in this lane to just be a meat shield for his Arc Warden, such that if the abilities are casted and one of the heroes do die, it is the Clockwork instead.
Oh, 100 Battle Pass points going out to the Oracle. Now, Oracle, doesn't she, or he, excuse me, just straight up counter Darkseer? He purges off the shell.
I think he's tipping him because he's like, I was in this nice 1v1 bottom, and we were, seeing who's the better man, and you just come bottom and purge off my ion shells. I don't appreciate this while your support top is feeding. So that's the, what are you freaking doing here? Leave my lane tip.
I mean, there's got to be tilting, though. You try to put a ball down, he wipes the ball, it's over. Uh-oh, on the top lane going yet again. Arc Warden now getting that horrible beatdown. I mean, just leave, guys. It's a tri-lane. Just leave and they get no XP. Why is anyone up here? Forget it. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, some beatdowns happening here. Siblings beating each other yet again. Did your older sister or is she older?
Yeah.
Did she beat on you?
She never beat me.
Shit,
I don't know what
don't say it like that.
What sibling dynamic you're used to, sir.
My sisters used to beat the hell out of me, dude.
That explains a lot, honestly.
Oh my god, there you go. the turnaround. Not really, though. The tri-lane just keep beating him. LeBron running for his life. I mean, I had 2 older sisters, man. They wanted to watch Sailor Moon. I would come and try to watch anything else, and it would just be a flurry of fists.
So that's when you became a weeb.
I hate anime, actually. All I wanted to do was watch Courage the Cowardly Dog, and they watched Sailor Moon every goddamn day.
Dude, that show was dark. I don't know if you ever have rewatched Courage the Cowardly Dog, but there's some messed up moments in that show.
I know, it's great. It's very adult. It prepares you for life. You know what doesn't prepare you for life? The adventures of a Japanese schoolgirl. Turns out Tuxedo Mask is never coming to save you from the bad situation, okay? That's a reference only probably one dude in the chat got. If you're there, give us a high five.
And maybe don't say anything, because willingly admitting that you understood that reference is not a good thing.
Yeah, keep your head down in there, chat guy. Listen to Brian. Oh, boy.
It's for your own good, buddy.
So, who's winning this middle lane, Mr. J?
It really does look like just a trade of farm. Both heroes at the exact same amount of CS, very little denies. Both letting each other get their own bounty runes respectively, filling up their bottles, getting that extra bit of jungle farm on the Storm while Void Spirit controls the lane. It is a 1k lead for the Radiant side here, but mainly from the top lane. And as you see, the Underlord, he's having a great time bottom. One of the best 1v1ers in the entire lane. Entire game, excuse me, as Oracle gets tossed right back into the loving arms of PA, who shows her love by slicing you into pieces. Kind of like your sisters.
Wow, yeah. Definitely my fetish. Did you know that Grimstroke throws his dead wife at people?
Is that what the Phantom thing is?
The Phantom's Embrace. Grimstroke killed his entire people. He said he only regretted one person being absorbed into him so that he could get his powers, and that was his lovely wife, which he uses as a attacking ghost. Very messed up guy. Not a good one, Brian.
That's definitely the way she probably wanted to be remembered.
Screaming and being hurled towards people until they beat her to death? I don't think so, but...
True. Now that you word it like that, I retract.
See, that's what happens
statement.
when you say something pretty normal, and then the other guy just makes it real messed up, Brian.
Oh, you just giving me a taste of my own medicine
A little taste of the Robitussin for you, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
I gotta agree with you. Bottom lane, we got a now solo Underlord without a care in the world. What is he, just gonna become an Aura bot now? He's just a big Aura boy?
He's actually queuing up the Yule Scepter. Looks like he wants to catch the Storm. That's what he thinks his main job is, yeah. It's also really good against the Surge plus Ion Shell combo of Darkseer. Whenever you see somebody running around at 700 move speed with an Ion Shell on, what better to do than just purge them?
There we go, Storm Spirit deciding, you know what, you guys have been getting unlimited kills. I'm going to come here too now. Sorry, Arc Warden. Sorry, Oracle. No mercy. And that's... wow.
Yeah, this is Arc Warden in a nutshell. The times I've seen it successful is when it's against Terrorblade or Drow, these cores that naturally want to right-click from a distance and don't close the gap on you. And instead, they picked it fourth with 2 picks to go for the Radiant side, and they just say, hey, we're going to pick PA and Storm, and suddenly you're going to die to us anytime we two-man gank you. So EXTREMUM really punishing the vulnerabilities of this Arc Warden early, and it's going to be a while before that gets any better. He ends up having to buy a BKB because of the Tiny and the Storm, and then he's just going to get 3-shotted by PA. So I don't know at what point that ends for him, but maybe the Underlord will be able to alleviate that at some point with all that junk that he's got in his trunk currently.
Uh-oh, watch out. PA is finally getting gone out without her posse, trying to get behind the tower. The nice heals coming out there. Thank you, Oracle, as she will be able to make it. I gotta say, for a team named Tempo, they sure aren't having the right tempo in this game. 7-0. However, only 1k gold because it was a tri-lane. That's the problem with tri-lanes. It's communists. They're just spreading the money. Nobody gets to be that big boy capitalist. And in Dota 2, you got to have the monopoly man, the dude who takes all the money.
It's true. In this case, it is the Underlord. So he's kind of like money bags ready to be exploded, a pinata of sorts.
My goodness.
If EXTREMUM does bring him down anytime in the near future, I think that would spell doom for the Tempo team, because they will not be able to set the tempo that their Tempo team represents that they want to set.
Wow, that is fantastic analysis. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Incoming. Looks like a little out of position, not level 6 yet. Trying to get it desperately. Clockwork is scouting that out, but he's going to decide, you know what, I forgot I'm level 3. I'm going to run for my life now. Meanwhile, level 4 Arc Warden, not the scariest character when they don't have their ultimate, and I don't think he'll be having it for the next 20 minutes, unfortunately, as he'll be into the bubble, he says. He was ready for that.
Yeah, immediate TP from Noob there. Just trying to deter the aggression. I like the discipline coming out from the Storm Spirit, saying, okay, if they immediately react, I'm just going to back off. And that's exactly what he did. That quick decision-making makes it so it's understood that he knew ahead of time what he was going to do based on the opponent's reaction, which is heads-up play from him there.
How effective do you think the Arc Warden bubble would be if it was inversed? Imagine if you couldn't... You
would miss if you were in the bubble?
The bubble takes up the whole map, and only the bubble space is the place where you
miss.
Can't hit them.
Yes. That'd be interesting.
Interesting, I guess. Incoming Grimstroke combo here on the Darkseer. He's going to get the Inkswell. Not going to be enough to really do too much. Going to be chasing out the Tiny, looking to make something happen here. But not going to be happening at all. That suicidal Darkseer feeding a very needed kill to Team Tempo. Uh-oh. Inkswell, toss back on the Grim. They are in. Oh, what's going on in the mid lane? Screw that. We got a Storm Spirit about to die. Grimstroke being cut down by that big old nasty slug, man. Mr. Tiny looking for something to do. He gets almost hit by that little flare. But he's okay. The Clarity is safe. Clarity lovers at home, raise up those Clarities. Give me a dunk. Clarity boys, Hydro homies.
As he TPs away, and he's not... I'm like, what do I even do with that?
Making it out there. Toss, and he's scared. There's a ghost, there's a robot, there's an alien, and they're going to chase him down and kill him.
That's what we call space.
That is right. Tipping him for being out of position near his Tier 2 tower. Meanwhile, this guy's being straight up murdered. Underlord coming in, trying to make something happen with his absolutely demolished team. However, still only 2K ahead.
Yeah, this Arc Warden is going to be a liability for quite some time. Yeah, they get this kill on a support with 3 heroes, but that's just a signal for Storm Spirit to go. And not only did they get the kill on Arc Warden mid, but they also are taking a top tower with 2 heroes that, yeah, they push waves decently with the Ion Shell, but these heroes are not tower-taking heroes in the PA and the Darkseer, so even though they got the kill on the Dire side, that is not what we look to accomplish when we get a kill, which is losing a core and then an objective to boot.
Brian, would you like to know a fun little fact? A good way to test if someone actually has psychotic tendencies is to yawn in front of them. You see, the human brain picks up on that empathy of seeing a yawn, and then a deep part of your brain is activated when you see someone yawn, and it makes you yawn. Brian, I've yawned in front of you 4 times today, and you have not reacted in any way. And after that story about you...
And my boss.
You and your boss...
Yeah.
And these strange conversations within the cast, I'm legitimately concerned you might be a psychopath.
I'm not going to touch that one until the end of the cast. Anything I say can and will be used against me.
Guys, if I do not come back for game 2, call the police. I'm telling you, this is not good. Here comes Tiny. Boosted up. He goes the opposite direction of the Underlord. Doesn't think he can make it. Clockwork zooming his way in. Tiny, the haste. He's a little too far away. He got surged into the grave there by Darkseer. Darkseer doesn't like that guy.
I think that's a bit of a forced play. I think even though you do have the capabilities of killing this Arc Warden, he does have the tools on his side to protect him with the Underlord Pit of Malice to punish anyone who overcommits, and then you have the Oracle to save him. So with that in mind, I think they should be happy to give the real estate that EXTREMUM has. Like, they have 80% of the map to farm right now. The Triangle was pretty much the only place that Tempo could farm. Let them have it, man. Don't do too much. Don't go a little too crazy here.
Well, maybe that's why they're called EXTREMUM, because they're extremely bad at keeping their lead as they are throwing it away here. It was 8-1, now it's 8-4 as they're surging in people to their doom. We'll see if it works out for them, though. I'm sure they'll be able to handle it. All their towers are still up, you know? Whereas Tempo has lost 1, which is pretty big.
That is 1 more than 0.
That is correct, Brian.
I'm following along with you here.
Is it creepy? Does it creep you out when people don't call you BSJ?
No. I got called Brian for 80% of my life. So
that's true.
It is a bit strange, though, just because I'm so used to being called BSJ. But,
yeah.
You know, you guys are just trying to humanize me while the rest of the panel is objectifying me.
We're trying our best to make you be like a human. Anyway, Nice wall here. He's going to be dragged in, and we're going to see that boy die yet again. Darkseer having a really rough time. He is just non-stop feeding. I don't want to use the F word here. Cover your ears, children, but this kid's feeding right now. It's not very good.
Yeah, this is, I hope this stream is labeled mature, because we don't want the little kids at home learning how to feed from this channel.
Absolutely. Okay, Mitch surviving that gank. He's a big tanky boy, Storm. I think it'll take a little bit more than that as we continue here.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting way. Usually the Underlords go about their survivability with just raw tankiness, the Greaves, the Pipe. In this case, he's gone for the mobility, the Phase, the Yules. He's going to go then into the Pipe and Aura items for his team, but being an Aura bot for a hero like Arkward at this stage that doesn't really do anything if you protect him. He doesn't do enough damage or threaten enemy heroes. He needs to be a threat on his own person, the Underlord, that is. So I like the way he's approaching this game conceptually.
Absolutely, I agree. Oh no, looks like they're attacking these little creatures in the jungle. Going to be going on that Arkward, and yet again, Storm Spear trying to get his way out there. Nice false promise. Seeing if we can save this Ark's life. Should be fine. Here comes another initiation, though, trying to finish it up. They will. Boom, gloom, and doom for Team Tempo Storm. As
that rhymed.
Yeah, they dance into the grave.
The Oracle actually griefed his TP there. He was going to be able to TP out. The Grimstroke ulti only cancels your TP if you get leashed to an ally. And as he was TPing out, the Oracle just walked back in and got leashed to him. So thanks for saving me and then killing me, buddy. I guess you were indecisive about what you were trying to accomplish there.
It's a true false promise, you know? Yeah. That guy, he literally saved him and then he killed him. You never know with Oracle. It's scary.
He's probably a lore guy, just like you.
Thank you, Brian.
That makes sense now that you bring up the name of the ability. I was surprised you knew the name of the ability, quite honestly.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. I mean, you just keep saying stuff and eventually you'll land on something. That's why I liked Slardar's old abilities. Stun, Slam, and Sprint. That's it.
I thought you were going to say like Slither or something.
Slither.
Because that's Sprint's the actual name of the ability.
Quickly walk now. Uh-oh, watch out, Clockwork, going for another initiation, trying to make Void some room, and this Storm they just don't have any lockdown for this boy, except for the Pit of Malice. That's your best lockdown against Storm. You're going to have a bad time. However, this thick boy is still just walking around being a bully. Nobody can take down that thick hide. Mr. Slug looking for a nice little slide. Will he get it? Yes, he will. Grimstroke trying to get away here. Got the Inkswell. Tiny's there for a nice cheeky toss, as Owen would put it, but it won't happen. Man, Brian, remember when all those creeps were dying in the jungle?
I do.
Man, that was disturbing. Have you, completely off topic, and did you ever kill small animals when you were a kid, Brian? I'm not... It's just coming out of... it's about the creep.
It has absolutely nothing to do with anything we've talked about.
No, I'm just curious. I mean, I'll share my story after you, Brian. Did you ever...
I mean, do rabbits count?
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Anyway, still waiting here for the big fight to happen where everyone dies. There's been a lot of pick-off action with that Storm Spirit and Darkseer. Mr. Tiny looking to see if Darkseer is going to get in trouble again. Indeed, he will. Cogs, shots, wops, and wops. Well, that's a lot of healing coming out here. Storm Spirit looking for that engagement. Not able to do anything. The illusion of Clockwork running, sprinting at him. Tiny, this is going to take a lot of damage to take down a Tiny, but luckily Arkward has finally started to get some of that damage. He's going to toss that thick boy in. The most dangerous move I've ever seen. You don't want that goddamn meteor landing on your head. And they're seeing if they could get any picks here, but this could be the fight that Temple was looking for. This is a one-at-a-time feed fest. What the hell are you doing? They're going under the towers, Brian.
Yeah, they have very little team fight on the Radiant side. This is where Tempo is strong. The five-man is where they're at. These heroes synchronize and synergize very well, protecting each other, and then the aggression from the Yule Scepters that they have to catch out the Darkseer after he surges. And if you look at the team fight of Extremum, you got about a Darkseer wall. That's about all you got. And there's no major synergy with the vacuum. I guess Avalanche is okay, but there's just too many things to go through. You have the Clockwork Cogs, the Pit of Malice, the Void Spirit ulting in. So it's just really hard to get their abilities off when the opponent's grouped up as 5. So got to be a little bit careful forcing the issue too hard once again. You have to respect the strength of numbers for the tempo side.
Absolutely. And it looks like this might cause some real issues if we don't get some real snowbally items coming out here pretty soon by our boys EXTREMUM. They are going to do this smoke now. It could be a complete disaster if it does not go well. This might be the what's the word with the P?
Yes.
Yes, this might be the... They're going to go for it, Brian. Here they come. Oh, my God. Toss on the Void Spirit. Wow. Eul's Scepter barely getting him out in time, and no Oracle save this time. Nice pick there with that smoke. Can they get more? A Clock has been attacking. He landed right on that fat slug, disgustingly blocking him. Very terrifying as they see a little bit of a standoff. Looking kind of like my high school prom here. A bunch of awkward kids standing around thinking about dancing, but everyone's too nervous to start the fight.
Are you the Underlord here or the Clockwork?
Who do you think I am, Brian? Do I look like the Clockwork? Okay.
Well, Underlord's like the guy with the junk in the trunk that everyone envies, and then Clockwork's the guy that like tried to get past him but got stuck in the back, you know?
Well, let's say I wasn't sprinting anywhere towards people, Brian.
Okay.
Okay.
I see.
Lot of running, lot of junking. Here we go. Nice attack on the Storm. Gonna Eul's it up and try to get that kill. He has rooted for so long. Do the Pit of Malice. Here comes the wall! We got balls, we got walls, we got guys getting low, but nowhere to go. Nobody gonna help him out, and they are going to be able to turn this around now. Tempo, this is the fight that they wanted. They want to try to get back into this game solidly, and they are going to just go on EXTREMUM with everything they have. I wouldn't be surprised if they dive this tier 1 tower. He's rooted. They don't gotta do it, Brian.
He's rooted, tooted, and cabooted.
Nice. You're getting on the train right now.
When I don't know what else to say, I'm just going to rhyme.
That's what I do, Brian. Don't give away my strats.
Sorry.
All right.
Yeah, they didn't have the PA for that, so their damage was lacking. The Storm just was the only threat, so they could send all of their attention onto him, and that root into Eul's into root proved to be enough and shows the power of that early Eul's for the Underlord.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. My goodness gracious, that guy almost has a naughty word in his name. You're playing in a professional match. And he's in Arteezy's clan? Arteezy, got to do something about this guy. It's bad look. Arteezy, kick him from the clan. Nearly a naughty word.
I'm sure it just means...
Perhaps it's Swedish.
Yeah.
Försök. An old Swedish craft.
Exactly.
Anyway, as we have a lull here... Man, you know what my wife's girlfriends are getting into these days? Astronomy. Astrology.
Okay. I was about to say, it's most likely astrology. Continue.
Astrology. Man, it's crazy. You know, yeah, all those different Capricorns and all that stuff. Brian, are you a fan of the Zodiac?
I know I'm a Gemini. That's about as far as it goes.
How much do you research the Zodiac?
Is this like another test of my psychopath?
I'm actually just legitimately interested if you're interested in the Zodiac.
Nah, not really.
Okay.
Yeah. I have nowhere to go with that because it's not really a thing for me.
BSJ, are you the Zodiac killer? That is the question.
That's the true purpose of this question.
I just want to get this out of the way while we have a lull in the show.
Okay, so that's where we're going with it. Okay, can I ask you an honest question before I answer that question?
Hit me.
Is your wife and her girlfriends actually into astrology, or is that purely a segue to that other question?
No, unfortunately they are. A lot of conversations start with, as a Taurus.
Okay.
It's rough, but why do you ask?
I just was trying to find out if that question's sole purpose was to ask me if I was the Zodiac.
Well, it was, but it is a talking point, however. What is your sign? What are you again?
I'm a Gemini.
A Gemini?
Yes.
I'm a big baddie Capricorn. Very cool. I don't know what it means.
That's exactly how I feel about Gemini. I'm like, I know that's what I am, and that's about as far as it goes.
That's it. You know what? You guys might think I'm actually stupid, but I had a theory.
No, we would never think that.
Shut the hell up. I had a theory back in college that I actually believe in that shit. Not because of the suns and the planets, but I think that in the developmental stages of initial life, the environment of weather has huge effects on a personality. If it's wintertime, your parents are going to coddle you. They keep you inside. They keep you close. If it's summertime, you're going out on picnics. You're running around. That must have effects on a developing personality in a survival situation.
What do you know about the human psyche? Do you know anything?
I got got a degree in it, bitch. I know a lot.
That was the joke, because that might be the one thing you're qualified to talk about here.
Yeah, which is why I keep asking you these questions, Brian. Which is why every time that we speak, my chair gets further away from you.
I noticed that. We started about a couple feet. Now it's like 4 or 5.
I'm very concerned.
The studio is only so large, my good sir.
At any rate, here we go. A blink onto his team. Almost got a little initiation there, Brian. God, I don't know why. I call everyone else by their nickname, and I keep calling you freaking Brian. Your name is BSJ. It's so easy.
I think your brain's internally trying to humanize me as any way it possibly can.
I'm in a survival situation.
Yes.
If I keep repeating your human name, perhaps you won't hurt me. No, but I mean, that creeps me out. When I'm in games and people are like, hello, Jake. Wonderful to see you in my bracket. I'm like, well, what the hell is this? I don't like it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be called Jake either. Don't worry about it.
Oh, it's a good name.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, honestly. Okay, the PA does have a BKB.
Look at her. She's just standing on that cliff so elegantly. It's like a shot, a glamour work shot right here. Put that chicken showcase mode. Oh, shame. But I guess they were waiting for Roshan, and it will instantly get scouted. Maybe if you don't stand on the cliff for 30 seconds, you won't get scouted.
I think they were concerned if Tempo was going to smoke invade their rune for the 25-minute rune spawn.
Ah, okay. See, that makes sense. Here, I mean, that's what it's like being a bad player. You don't understand this stuff, and you just think everyone's dumb. But they're actually much smarter than you. Shame. Here we go. PA receiving a decent amount of damage from these random things. Here's Mitch! He's got the wall. He's got the pit. He's putting them in here. Oh, melting all over the place. Oh, my goodness gracious. On the back line, Oracle nearly going down instantly, but they will lose Darkseer, of course, as in everyone. Oracle next. Oracle buys back for this fight. Want to be able to control that Roshan area as they push towards this Storm Spirit. Stormy, double damage room, halfway done. Pulling it in, trying to finally get that Underlord. Looks like that thick boy goes down. Team leader in trouble as the rest of the team now trying to vacate without their boy in the front. Clockwork taking one death, excuse me. And the destruction continues, BSJ. This game's all over the place.
Yeah, Oracle was forced to defensively ult himself, so the Arc Warden died right at the start, and even though the Oracle bought back, he's already used his big save. Woo! And EXTREMUM, I'm going to call him mellow here, because that's about as good as I can do. He played quite to the limits of his hero, and I have to believe that 10% magic resistance recently added to Soul Booster saved him there, because he was skirting on the edge of death for quite a long time there.
Absolutely.
Kind of similar to my co-caster.
Oh my god! Help me! That was hype. All right, so with all this bouncing around, though, we still see our EXTREMUM is in the lead. However, the situation grows more and more dire every time that they win one of these fights. Arc Warden just kind of needs time, right? He just needs items, and then he can bounce back into this game.
Yeah, but if PA gets enough damage, like I'd say Abyssal coming up probably next for his toolkit, it's just going to be that much harder to position on the Arc Warden side. If they're able to disengage from these BKBs as the game drags on, the BKB duration becomes shorter, that's where Arc Warden will start to shine. But he's going to need like the Hurricane Pike, the BKB, and probably an MKB to actually be a threat. And that's when his power spike's going to happen. And that's quite a ways off. Gone for quite a greedy build with the Boots of Travel, Midas, and Mjolnir. Absolutely no survivability coming out from any of those items.
Gotta say, that's pretty brave, though. I mean, you just get beat on for the entire early game, and you say, you know what? We're not buying any save items. I'll be fine. Straight to the Midas. Straight to the aggression. Roshan going down now to EXTREMUM. Maybe their ticket to making sure that they can push and make sure that the Arc Warden does not get the items that he's looking for and close this baby out. Every moment that they spend now is not good. Tiny initiating onto that Clockwork, pretty great. Making sure that he is a nice distraction. Will he actually make it out? Not only a beautiful distraction, but he survives. Oh, okay. Well, I thought he got out. Might be.
That was close, but they did a really good job of making sure he didn't get the chance to snipe Roshan and steal the Aegis there. The Aegis is very important for Storm here because the only thing that's limiting his damage output is the threat of killing him, honestly. So with him being able to go in and just balls to the wall with that first life for free. It'll really allow him to focus whoever he wants in the fights, not really worrying about the threats from the Underlord, the Yule Scepter, the Roots. And he's also got that Enchanted Quiver for that extra burst damage, an item that when it came out was quite terrible. And nowadays, any ranged hero that could use a little bit of extra oomph on their damage output really enjoys it, as I did see the Dire got one too, so likely another Enchanted Quiver on the Arc Warden, who gets the double proc, so an even better item on him.
Quiver fight as both teams get ready. Wow, Greedy Boy taken out in front of his tier 2 tower, way out of position, hiding under
That's
his...
pretty nutty against Storm Spirit, plus any hero like Tiny, like a Burster Initiator.
Yeah.
You're going to get caught from any range. As long as the Tiny's within range of you, the Storm can always be there. And cutting waves is nice and all, but not against global catch. Not a huge fan of that.
Indeed. Well, I gotta talk about the ward game. As a support player myself, there are just sentries everywhere. This is like what I would expect in a Ricky game. Look at all these freaking sentries, man. These guys are on the vision game like crazy, but it makes complete sense. One team wants to send Storm in as much as possible, and the other is constantly looking out for that gank squad. So,
as long as they can't see the jump, they're never going to be able to respond to it in time inside of tempo. So I think it's the vision game even more important than usual.
Man, Storm Spirit just trying to survive here. Remember, he does have the Aegis of Immortality.
They're gonna get out.
Gonna take him out. Pretty effortlessly pick on that Storm. He got nothing out of that Roshan. This guy needs a BKB real bad. He's trying to find something here. Not happy that he wasted that respawn, and still looking, maybe they find this Tiny. Gonna have to do a lot of damage though, not worth sticking around. And actually, Tiny does die.
I gotta cut your losses, accept that the Aegis was given away for free. A little bit of big man syndrome coming out from both mid laners, just thinking, hey, I'm nice and strong. I've got a good amount of net worth. I'm unkillable, actually. No, you're both killable. You're very killable, so be careful, guys.
Storm Spirit, he's got Bloodstone. He's got 2 other items. Void has a Yules.
It's very important to have that game sense to killers who are potentially in close vicinity.
Absolutely. Yep. Always got to be aware. They could strike and gank you at any time in any situation.
Any angle.
Oh, here we go. PA has found her angle. Nice double damage and the ball on her. She is just going to tear these guys up right now. Storm being able to help out there as well. And man, this is just a back and forth. Yet I got to say, I am impressed with the net worth has consistently stayed in Extremum's favor.
Yeah, it's just the Arc Warden. That's the thing, right? Is the way this hero plays is he doesn't make any space on the map. He's pretty much just taking space. He's always going to be sitting his regular hero in the triangle. His clone's going to be pushing waves that really no one else would be farming anyways, and effectively resulting in poor net worth in the other cores usually. Sometimes it's just in the supports where the Oracle's stuck sitting behind him the entire game, and that's where the net worth discrepancy actually is this game, where you see the difference in 5 positions. G's been defending his own safe lane, constantly nuking it out. He's at double the net worth of Oracle, who's playing position 7 for his team here.
PA here. Ping and Viz, almost level 20. A big power spike for her, I would assume. I forget what her talent is.
Her talent's just the -3 armor.
That's huge.
Is relevant.
Very relevant. And we wait for this next big fight, which very might kind of decide where this game's going to go. They've got to get back in this game. They got to make some time to get that Arc Warden online.
And he's going to have this BKB queued up, which is in response to the recent deaths, I believe. But PA still kind of just kills you. All of her spells, the dagger and the blink, go through BKB. So, not sure. It's like, I don't hate the item, but does it change anything once you get it? As long as they can lock down the PA, sure. But this guy's got a BKB, and your only BKB piercing stun is Clockwork Hook.
Yep. Speaking of BKBs, Arc Warden picking one up for himself, so maybe not going to die instantly anymore. As an initiation by Clockwork, nice pick there onto the Tiny, separating them out by the cogs, making them use what they can. Grimstroke counters with his ultimate, keeping them chained up. The boys are running. That guy's running straight at him. Holy shit, what a Chad. Rushing him like a rhino. The wall, the ball, and here comes Storm trying to get their boys out of there, but not going to happen. It is becoming a complete disaster. However, on the back line, BKB PA, she is able to pick up that Clockwork, who's already pretty much done his job. Nice. Very nice turnaround by that Darkseer. As you guys have said so many times on panel, Darkseer is so weak, so poo-poo, until his time comes. And then he's the grandiose of them all.
Yeah, he kind of just shits out damage, to be honest. His illusions, his ion shell on 2 heroes that are just randomly doing damage to heroes in their proximity. And PA, as you see here, the #1 damage dealer on the Radiant side, that Arc Warden was full health and BKB'd, and he kind of just died.
Yeah. I mean, that's the danger of PA. Yeah, every single moment that she gets more XP, she gets just exceptionally deadlier, exponentially. When you hit 25 on that hero, it's just over. Terrifying creature.
Do you know what the talents are for level 25 PA?
Yeah. She got that new crit one in the latest patch.
That is true.
And is that popular at all? Do people pick that up?
I've actually seen it taken a few times. It just makes it so you sometimes go over that one-shot threshold where you actually will one-shot supports because it gives you, like right now she hits for 300, so that is an extra 300 damage on any crit. But most of the time, I see the dagger.
Yeah, dagger just has so much utility. You know, being able to slow an entire team. You'll catch up to all 3 of them and hit them eventually. But that one shot, I can understand how that's pretty good. Especially in this game, you got a lot of guys that can run away from you. Killing somebody before Oracle could be something, but I don't know why we're talking about it. She's probably not going to make it to 21. Game will be over by then. Potentially. How was your relationship with your father? Good? Or not so good?
I don't know what the alarming trait would be here.
I'm not asking that. There is none. I'm just interested in your relationship with figures of authority.
I see, I see.
Was it good?
We'll talk about it off screen,
Oh my god. Pushing forth in the middle lane, PA's magical ability, super invisibility. Now, Ricky, you can reveal him with dust. You can see invisible heroes like Bounty with wards. PA, the most invisible of them all, cannot break that with anything but getting close to her. How does that make any sense? Ricky's entire identity is being invisible. She just does it for fun.
That could be a very useful skill in real life at some points, you know?
Indeed. Not really. I mean, if you're close to someone, they would be able to see you.
But not before it's too late.
Yo, memes aside, though, you ever know that stupid kid where you're like, what superpower would you have? And he's like, invisibility.
Yeah.
What an idiot. What do you do? What do you what do you do with invisibility? Out of all the superpowers.
I feel like most of the things you could do with invisibility could be done on the internet anyway.
All right. I mean, you're just a creeper.
Yeah.
All right, I get it. You want to go sneak into the girls' locker room. Chill out, dude. They have the internet. You're fine. What would you choose? Superpower?
It'd definitely be something flying-based for sure.
Flying?
I'm all about the flying.
Okay, yo.
Gravity
you get to
manipulation
fly
in some way. Okay.
No, you get to fly, but it takes the same amount of exertion as walking and running. Because how does it make any sense not like that?
Hey, I would be willing to get in good shape for that.
Yeah, but still, I mean, everyone always thinks of flying like Superman. You just get to do it for free. That's not how movement and bodies work. You have to.
Well, that's why I said gravity manipulation. You know,
gravity manipulation.
Because like I can also like pull someone towards me in case they're trying to scoot farther away.
I feel like this meme has gone in the completely opposite direction. You're owning it harder than I ever could. Here we go. Speaking of getting owned hard, this clockwork is just going in on anyone that he sees. A nice toss over to that Grim, trying to get that double stun. He will be able to get it. Looking for another free kill. PA fighting that clock. He knows his time is limited. He's writing his will right now to my dearest Robotos. Oh, he will live? My goodness gracious. Throw away the will. Good work. Look at those tips. Even they are impressed.
And meanwhile, his team is pushing bottom, so a little bit is accomplished by that. Going to be putting some pressure on this tier 2 with the Arc Warden illusion. And they're actually going to get it. So maybe they can also get the outpost of their own, such that at the 40-minute mark, they will be able to get that XP boost that these supports, especially LeBron here, desperately needs. Witless Shaco, tier 4 items coming out from those neutrals.
Do you
nice
like that
1,200 health. It's super good sometimes. The rest of the time, it's pretty trash.
Yeah. I never feel good getting it. I feel like I use my spells a lot.
Yeah.
But what's the point?
And inefficiently, too, so that
True.
You need all the mana you can muster.
Legitimately. I think I've drank about 30 clarities a game. I'm chugging that stuff like I'm addicted to it.
No.
So
Clarities are a drug, man.
Mm-hmm. Get off the clarity.
Leveler. Pretty good item for Arc Warden if he wants it.
Hell yeah.
And Storm's probably looking for the Spell Prism. What's PA looking for? Maybe a level of her own? most of the tier 4 items aren't the best for right clickers.
Yeah. She got the Fairy Fire, which
It's
is all-
actually a really nice item nowadays. It used to be all about the health burst, but now it's more about the damage.
Here we go, trying to get that clockwork yet again. They just hate clock. I mean, it didn't work last time. Why are you doing it again? Quit being a bully. Look at him. Oh, that is deserved. Spam it out, little clock man.
Yeah, it's kind of like the guy that scored a single basket in a basketball game, but his team's losing by 30 points, and he talks crap when he dunks it or something.
Yeah, I do like people that spam you for not killing him this time.
Yeah.
Even though you killed him for the last 400 times, but I mean, not a lot of good things going his way, so might as well give him that. Tried to steal that Roshan hit for that money, not going to happen, and the Spell Prism actually picked up by the Void. So that's super helpful. One of the Spirit Brothers gets the Prism, one doesn't. And is that the leveler on the Warden there?
Yes.
Yeah, he is tearing about that tower pretty good. Look at that. Are they going to respond? Hello?
They seem content to just let this happen.
Hello? That little creep is taking your tower. Here comes more of them.
Yeah, they're trying to wrap around, but I have to believe... Okay, he does have the shake on Oracle, but that probably makes him a 4-shot instead of a 3, which is...
Oh.
He's dead before he even landed.
Does anyone on this team have a TP scroll? Knock, knock. It's me, the big bad wolf, blowing down your towers. Oracle here thinking that he's some kind of hero. No, out you go, back to base.
Yeah, this looks like TI3.
What is... Does anyone want to stop this? Darkseer, you can't do this, you little freak. Okay, I guess he can.
He has a Sanj and Kaya. Is that what? Oh, no, that was on the Void Spirit. That's interesting. I don't think I've seen that item in professional play ever.
Sanj and Kaya.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Maybe he's looking for Trident. You know?
I'm down.
Okay.
That's investing in the late game.
Hell yeah.
Identify the win condition. We talked about that in a lot of casts. He has the vision towards the end of the tunnel. That light he needs. He's the beacon.
Yeah, he's got a tunnel vision, all right. And it ain't good. He's looking at the wrong things. Storm Spirit pushing out that middle lane, trying to get something as effective as Arc Warden's unresponse to Rax push. I mean, is it really that big of a deal? I feel like pub players, low-level players, they're always like, we lost the Rax, oh my god. Does that matter in pro
I think
games?
it's a big deal that they're giving it away for free, but it's not going to change the dynamic of the game all that much. The Arc Warden, this is what this hero does mid to late game. The clone becomes stronger and stronger, and obviously with the lower cooldowns of the higher level ulti, you just do it constantly now. With the cooldown reduction talent, I believe it's like 90% uptime, so kind of just keep spamming it down your side lanes, and the Rax makes it so the lane will push on its own, so Arc Warden can shift his focus to top, and anytime bottom is pushed, he can actually threaten the Rax without having to cinch his clone there all the time. So you're seeing it here. He's got quite the attack range with that level 20 talent.
Wow.
And that is a lot of damage on this tower for free once again. You don't have that damage talent anymore. That's about what Rich looked like karate chopping the piece of wood yesterday.
Hi-ya! That made me sad.
Yeah.
I'm sure seeing someone struggling and trying to survive there and their inevitable struggle ending quietly was real good for you, though, Mr. J.
Indeed. It's about how it usually goes.
So we see Arc Warden pushing that tower.
Round 2, baby. Let's go.
Hi-ya!
He's hit the
Hi-ya!
weights.
Get away!
He's back.
Stop!
My tower.
Get back! Jesus, that's pathetic. Sorry, Darkseer. That's... T-towards us on the next one, please. I don't want to see something like that.
Underlord might actually be here to gank him now. He's probably... Okay, never mind. He has a 4-step.
All right.
I was about to say, if he does that enough, maybe they'll believe he'll be dumb enough to die to something.
All right. This is... Oh, my goodness. She's getting close to that 25. It's
And
about to
queuing up
be...
the rapier.
Oh, power time here. One shot with that Divine Rapier. I believe it on PA. She has basically everything she needs and a cheese just in case. Trying to solo that tower here. Whew.
Yeah, it's just tough. They have no high grounders, so their way of ending the game is kind of non-existent.
I mean, it's this. And it's happening.
Oh, they gave the Spell Prism to Arc Warden, so he's got 100% uptime on that ultimate now.
Oh, boy. That's not good. Oh, get away, please.
Honestly, he's training for this moment. As the game goes on, he's going to get better and better. He's learning from his mistakes and past transgressions. That tower lived, see?
It's like watching a mosquito. I feel so bad for him. I wish I could help him in some way.
Yeah, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. Am I right?
Indeed, indeed.
What would you be in this analogy?
I think I'd be the car.
Oh, I see.
Choo choo. That's a train.
Yeah, I was about to say that's the wrong sound there.
I didn't do well in preschool.
You were the guy that was putting the square piece into the circle.
Cow
Right.
goes glue into my nose.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Ah, boy. Here we go. Darkseer now
Oh,
trying
he's got assistance this time. He's called in the cavalry.
Hell yeah. That must have felt so good to be there while someone else did something important.
That's pretty much Darkseer's life in a nutshell, mid to late game. He's like, team, do something as I give you these things.
Go! Oh, here we go. Speaking of going, that 100% uptime. There he is. Mr. Darkseer kicking ass. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we're going to see double buyback coming out, trying to make sure they don't get this momentum. Looking for 25, looking for those big hits. 25 BKB, PA trying to make her way out. The burst is over. Can they catch her, though? That Cheese coming in clutch. She is in trouble. Tiny trying to save her. She's going to blink out to the back lines. And Mr. Storm Spear taking that front line assault. The wall, the ball, the bubble. In trouble. Here comes Storm Spirit in some trouble himself.
Make it double.
Bye, bye, bye. And PA in a real bad situation, blinked in, got that kill, but now she is trapped in the pit of malice, much like where BSJ keeps his victims deep in the pit, never to see the light of day again, but she's struggling, and she'll make it out alive.
You don't have to tell everybody that.
Look out!
Don't spoil the surprise.
Look out. Oh my god. Arc Warden, Illusion, taken out here, and it looks like, are they gonna force this issue here? A lot of buybacks. Wow, look at that speed. Scary stuff as PA is going straight for their healer. Not able to save him with that Uber. Uber leaves, bad tip. Not good. What the hell? Who was that?
That was the Arc Warden clone.
Oh, okay.
Did manage to get it top, so Darkseer round 7. Get him!
This is a Darkseer.
Oh, wow.
Feels amazing.
Plus 300.
Damn. Absolutely worth. Incredible. I want a slow-mo shot of that on the replay, please. Bring it up.
That's the highlight of his game for sure.
Oh my goodness, the sheer power of that shot. Anyway. Bottom lane, another illusion, another money pit for the PA. Ayo! Good pick there. As we're getting in dangerous level 30 PA territory. What did she pick? Oh, she picked the daggers. Yep, yep. Makes sense, makes sense. I see it. Thank you. I memorized which position was where earlier.
That was part of your homework coming into this series.
It sure was. What do PA dagger side? That's more like a note from Rich's notebook.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Sounds like a thought that you had before you ironed out exactly how you were going to talk about it, Flex. Or shall I say Jake?
What do you think about Jeffrey Dahmer?
There's an inspirational thought.
You know, fun fact about serial killers, and you can't say that often, a lot of them come from Colorado Springs. There's like 3 or 4 of them from that one location. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I went to Colorado Springs every summer.
Oh, no, no, no. But, I mean, that's strange. Why there, you know?
Yeah.
I've been there a few times. I ate at a Waffle House there. Didn't see anything too weird. Colorado.
And you're still alive.
I'm
so
still alive.
Can't be too high of a percentage.
Yeah. Went to Florida. Still alive.
True.
It's the most dangerous place you've ever been, Brian.
That's a good question, Slacks. I've never thought about that
No,
one.
besides the police station.
I've always been the one in control of my situation.
Okay, looking for that initiation here. Here we go, Storm Spirit bringing it out. Mr. Oracle could not have predicted that banging right there, as they are looking for more and more as the Noose tightens around this game. 19K net worth ahead. They never lost that net worth lead, even though things started getting a little crazy. This game is very much in Arc Warren's hands, and I just don't think he has the kit to do it. He's got a split push kit. I don't think he's got the let's fight a level 30 PA kit.
And just, are there enough items in the game that he can buy that allows him to do what he needs to do. And
Whoa!
those Force Staffs, quite powerful as Clockwork with the Blade Mail, returning all that damage, but that's what the Satanic's for. He's almost back up to full. And BKBs are being forced, but at this point they already are 5 seconds, so just means they're on cooldown for now.
All right, Dark's here. Take it easy. He's diving up there himself. Got a little excited by that bloodlust earlier. Gets the Inkswell upon himself, and he will run out of there. They have everything they need to take this high ground, but I guess they're looking for just the right pick. Storm Spirit moving his way in, and they find the thick boy, fat boy, taken out. Goodbye, Mr. Slug. Salt on the wound as they're pushing up, up, up. Here comes the wall. Here comes the storm, grabbing those supports. This looks like the end times, brothers. Goodbye.
Arc Warden's just not enough of a threat. They're just ignoring the real Arc Warden as he has to sit in the back, doesn't even feel comfortable to walk up and hit people. And this is why I don't like the 4th pick Arc Warden. You're dealing with 2 cores on top of abilities that buff these cores for getting on top of you.
God damn, what's it like to be always right, BSJ?
You know, you get used to it.
Dang. Wow. Words that only the top auto chess streamer in the world can utter.
First queen in A, thank you.
Uh-huh.
That's like saying, you know, the kid that won the preschool football league.
I scored the touchdown on my flag football team. Here we go. Initiation in the back line. PA yet again. That BKB diving. We're going to see Ghost Scepters. We're going to see Blade Mails, but it's going to be oh so too late. As Arcorn has finally almost worked up the courage to start fighting, the clone will take the brunt of the damage. Oh, nice kill. As I make fun of her, she dies. What we would call the caster's curse, as the Arc Warden is actually kicking some ass now, forcing them back. Rimstroke dies. Storm Spirit BKB. He's running for his life. Now he's running to end his life. PA has back in. That's a buyback. TP to Shrine. BSJ not looking good. With those buybacks, this could be the end, but if they can repel them, even, might have stand a chance. Probably not with Roche.
Ags, they have a couple good Ags carriers, PA and Storm. Very useful.
Was PA Ags again?
It makes her blur 12-second cooldown. It's insta-cast, and all of your abilities get refreshed if you kill somebody.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Storm with the AoE suck. No, they're going to give it to the PA, looks like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So he has buyback, or he has no buyback, but he has Aegis, he has Ags, MKB instead of the Rapier. I personally think he should have gone for the Rapier, because that's much more entertaining, Slacks.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he can still get it. They're not really in a rush here. Unless this Arc Warden clone takes the Ancient without any response. No, he'll just die.
He has already taken both racks down bottom.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I believe maybe they've muted their announcer that says your towers are being attacked. They don't seem to be wanting to stop him here. Dive in on the back, tossing up the Void. Good pick there if they get it. Wall, and that's all. PA looking to kill their entire team. Arc still working on those towers, but PA is just slaying them right now. Look at him go. Oh, please don't tell me this Arc Warden is going to steal it. He's actually not taking the tower. He's taking the little statue man. That's probably not a good idea. Here we go. Diving in there, tossing him around. The entire team's dead. No buybacks. That's going to be a rock'em sock'em GG. In my personal opinion, they're going to dive the fountain now. Very rude.
This is objective-based gaming if I've ever seen it.
Very unprofessional. That little Darkseer has been left behind. Even his friends don't care if he dies. Okay.
I did this in my first win.
Oh. And look, tossing him back, killing everybody. No, instant buyback on the Void, but with Arc Warden dead, what will you do besides watch your Ancient fall? The GG is called. What a wonderful game.
Yeah, we got the good old draw out the game 25 minutes longer because you have an Arc Warden storyline going here.
Yep, still lose, unfortunately.
Any comments on your potentially last game casted ever?
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining.